Buying a Prebuilt Gaming PC doesn't have to be that expensive nowadays. For that reason, I will show you my favorite budget Prebuilt PCs of the month, going from $550 all the way up to $1,000. So if your budget is between those ranges, I recommend you watching this whole video because there are some good PCs here for different budget and needs. And don't worry, if you're new to gaming PCs, I will explain what each PC is capable of running. That way, even if you don't have the knowledge, you will be able to tell if that PC is the right fit for you or not. You will have the links to all of these PCs down below in the video description. That being said, let's start. With the first system, we have a tie between the Skytech Mini PC X1 and the HP 2021 Pavilion Gaming Desktop from Amazon. And I will explain why this is a tie, and depending on your needs, you may want to go with the Pavilion or you may want to go with the Mini PC. On the Mini PC side, we have the AMD Ryzen 5 5600G with integrated graphics, 16 gigs of RAM and 500 gigs of SSD. If you don't know anything about computers, this is just a functional gaming PC. You will be able to play at 1080p, decent FPS depending on the settings and depending on the game, but it's going to be nothing crazy. So if you're expecting to play high FPS at 1080p, I recommend you spending more money than this, because on the Prebuilt PC market at least, there are no PCs at this price point that will give you those really high FPS. However, with the HP Pavilion, you get the same Ryzen 5 5600G, but you also get the AMD Radeon RX 5500 for the GPU, so you get a dedicated GPU that is much better. So here you will be achieving higher FPS than the Mini PC, and it's actually cheaper at $540. However, you get 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of SSD. If you don't understand what this means, basically on the Pavilion you get less RAM and less storage, so if you're thinking of downloading a bunch of files, you may want to either buy an extra SSD for the Pavilion or just buy the Mini PC where you have 500 gigs of SSD instead. Also, 16 gigs of RAM might make a difference for you if you're going to do more than just gaming. Let's say you want a PC for school or university, then the Mini PC is a better choice. However, remember, you will achieve less FPS for a higher price. So if we are talking about pure gaming, rasterized performance, the HP Pavilion is going to be a better choice for you for the price. However, if we are talking about the overall system, on the Mini PC, you get better specifications overall, but the GPU. With the next one for $730, which is on sale by the way, it used to be $900, so you end up saving $170, which is a huge discount because you get the latest i5 13400 and the GTX 1660 Super, so you will be achieving much higher FPS than the last two PCs, especially at 1080p gaming. With the 1660 Super, there is no game that you cannot run at 1080p 60 plus FPS on average, and if we are talking about esports titles, you will be achieving more than 100 FPS on average. So if you want to buy a high refresh rate monitor for 1080p gaming, this PC will be capable of that at a decent price. You get 2x4 gigs of RAM, 8 in total, at 3200 MHz, which is enough speed. However, I do recommend you upgrading the RAM down the line if you don't have the money to do it right now, because it will give you a boost on gaming performance. Also, you get 256 gigs of SSD, so if you need more, you can either upgrade the storage right now or upgrade it later. If you want to upgrade it right now, you can do it just by clicking on customize and buy and changing the storage and the RAM if you want. You are going to be paying a premium, but I do recommend you doing this if you have the budget, of course, because you will be getting better performance and more storage for your games. But of course, it's not a must, since you can do it down the line when you get more money or if you feel like you need it. With the next one, we have the Chronos from Amazon. This one is $1,000, but it has a $100 coupon code. The total price for this system is $900. It looks amazing, honestly. It has really good airflow, and you get the i5 12400F and the Intel Arc A750. You get 1TB of Gen 4 SSD and 16 gigs of RAM. Basically, you're going to get a really good 1080p gaming performance and a really complete gaming PC. You don't need to upgrade anything here, and the good thing is that it's more upgradable than the other systems. So if down the line you want to switch some components, this PC will make it easier for you. And yes, the price is more expensive at $900, but honestly, it's a really decent price for the type of PC that you get, considering the Prebuilt PC market. One thing to mention is that with this GPU, the Intel Arc A750, you can also start playing at 1440p. It's not going to be the flashiest experience out there, there, but it is a capable 1440p GPU. And with the base system, we have a tie once again, but it's not really a tie this time. I have a bias towards one PC and I will explain why. We have the Victus 15L, which is the one that I do recommend you buying. You don't have to upgrade anything here, and it's $980. You get the RX 6600 XT, 16 gigs of RAM, a terabyte of hard drive, and 500 gigs of SSD, so you get way more storage than any other PC on this list. You also get the Ryzen 7 5700G for the processor, which is a really solid processor for 1080p and 1440p, and then you get the RX 6600 XT, which is going to be the best GPU on this list so far. The difference between this GPU and the other ones is that this one is more capable of 1440p. Once again, it's not going to be the best GPU out there for 1440p, but you will be achieving higher FPS, and for 1080p you will be achieving the highest FPS possible out of this list. So in my opinion, it's the best price to performance system as well, so I strongly believe that this one is the best budget PC for gaming at the price of $1,000. However, the other system is this Skytech Archangel from Newegg. This one is going for $1,000, so a bit more, and the main difference is that you get the RTX 3060 instead of the 6600 XT. You will be getting less FPS than the HP Victus 15L, but the aesthetics might be nicer for you and is more upgradable over time. It has basically the same components as the Skytech Chronos from Amazon, and you're spending $100 extra, but you may like the white aesthetics and maybe you want an upgradable PC over time, then this one is a better choice for you. However, once again, just keep in mind that if you want the best price to performance system, this is not the right PC for you. The Victus is. I've tested a Victus 15L last year with the RTX 3060 Ti, so really similar performance to the one that I recommend with the RX 6600 XT, and you can watch my video about it in the top right of the screen. It has some benchmarks at 1440p, but honestly, any of these PCs on this list are good in terms of price to performance when it comes to the Prebuilt PC market. If you want a PC build instead and you want to ask me personally, you can click the top link, answer a couple questions, and I will give you the perfect PC for your budget and needs, whether it's a Prebuilt PC or a PC build. And talking about PC builds, you can watch my video about the $800 premium 1440p PC build, which is going to be better for 1440p than any of the Prebuilt PCs mentioned on this video at a lower price. However, you have to build it yourself and you may not want to do that. That's why I make these type of videos, and Prebuilt PCs have a better warranty overall as well. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.